So, guys, this video was centered around Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba, Tanjiro, and something specific that that they bring up in the manga during his fight. It's around his fight with Daki that I wanted to talk about, that I found very interesting. So I went back and I read the specific pages, specifically that were centered around episode 6, and something that stood out to me that was very interesting when it's pertaining to this new, what it seems like it's going to be I believe it's going to be like a new ability for Tanjiro, like this berserk ability that I've talked about in a video pertaining to this specific scene, where we see that Tanjiro, he just lost control. He was just like in a rage and everything, right? But specifically in, I believe, let me double check here. It's in chapter 82 of the manga, right? Where when Hanako calls out to Tanjiro and stops him from what at that moment seemed like he was getting ready to cut the neck of Daki, but we literally, I want to say a couple of minutes later, we've kind of found, we I want to say that we find out that he can't cut through her neck. Maybe he still wouldn't have been able to. I want to say that he could have in that moment, but Hanako pops in. She says, as per the episode, big bro, blah blah blah. Try to breathe. From what it seems, even from here, when she says, try to breathe, like please breathe. To me, it seemed like he wasn't breathing, right? But it's kind of strange because, we sit here and watch him. He's actually sometimes thinking to himself, and I believe that he even spoke. So I don't want to say that he wasn't breathing in that moment. In this moment during his fight, such a great moment, right? Well, and like the Hinokami Kagura was also attached to this new ability, this a berserk ability, right? Again, I'm coining it that until I get the actual name of this thing, right? So the thing about it is that I want to say, during this chapter there was a narration going on, and when Tanjiro literally stopped and he started actually breathing, he was choking and coughing because he couldn't really fully breathe. This is what I believe. This is what narration is going on, because it doesn't seem like Daki's thinking this stuff. Tanjiro's not thinking this stuff, but this is what's going on. So this is what it says in chapter 82, pages 11 and 12 specifically. So it says, human beings have two limitations. When they reach their physical limit, they are racked with pain and cannot move. But one can ignore this pain and keep going. And that's basically what Tanjiro was doing during this fight. Fueled by anger so strong their eyes bleed. And this is what was going on with Tanjiro in this episode. To fight on burns a human's life force. Yeah, so that's basically the first limitation. Then it says this specifically, key things. Their second limitation: once that life force is gone, death is certain. Basically, death is basically imminent. And they say Tanjiro is about to pass that limit. Now we know in this episode, Tanjiro says it. He says that he believes that he's passed his threshold a while ago. And of course, he's going to say it here in the next, I want to say in the next couple of pages. But this is the key thing that I want to note per this video. It says that cross that threshold for even 1 second, even while fighting a demon, and you will vomit blood for years. Key thing, and you will vomit blood for years. Then it says, if anger alone could carry you through, then demons would have been wiped from the earth. Key thing, though, again, quoting page 12 of chapter 82, and you will vomit blood for years. Now, I'm saying this because I have a concern for Tanjiro. again, this randomly happened in this episode. He just, he could not take it anymore. He had a rageful, just this rage, and it caused his eyes to bleed. And it seemed like he was unstoppable. Again, it seems to me, per what the manga is saying, that he, and even his little sister, his spirit, his angel, was saying to him that, breathe, because it basically tells me that he wasn't breathing. He was just fighting off, through instinct and rage and anger, through this, this from me coining it, this berserk type of ability. But it says that he's going to be, if he were to surpass that threshold, that he would be vomiting blood for years. I want to say that if that's the case, could this actually be something that occurs moving forward, roughly starting in episode 7 next week, towards the end of season 2, and probably more than likely this may be happening where he's vomiting blood here and there, moving forward in season 3 to come, which I believe is more than likely going to happen in 2023 or 2024. Just because we're getting this, this second season here, late December, through, these next few weeks, basically the rest of January and maybe a little bit early into February, that, this berserk ability definitely has its pros and cons. And one of the dangers of it is the fact that, one, if Tanjiro uses it, he closes off his lungs. And then two, him possibly constantly using this ability, this berserk ability, it can damage, you can have internal damage. So I'm just curious, because again, guys, I stopped reading the Red Light District roughly around, I want to say around episode 4 of this second season. So, prior to that, I read a good portion of it, up to the point where literally Inosuke was gonna go. He was literally getting ready to feel like he was close to finding the demon's lair. That's where I stopped off at in the manga. So I am very curious about and very worried about this, this berserk style, rageful, non-breathing ability that it seems that Tanjiro just randomly gained. And also the fact that it's connected to his family's, the Hinokami Kagura. Like, it seems to me like this berserk ability is connected to that, and I feel like he kind of needs to use both of them to have such an effect. Like, he has to be rageful, he has to be uncontrollable. He can't breathe in the midst of using these abilities, because he did say that he can't use the water forms all like that. He's still, his body couldn't get used to using that, using those styles over the course of, I want to say, a year or two since he started becoming a demon slayer. So, him going from just using this water base because it seemed a bit more comfortable for him. Now he's going in the realms of his family lineage's style of fighting and the way he's supposed to be, that this is having such a major effect on him that it literally decided to activate this side, this berserk, this uncontrollable rage, to where his eyes are bleeding, his lungs are getting cut off, his Hinokami Kagura attacks are definitely stronger, but it's having a negative effect on his entire body and his lungs. So yeah, very dangerous thing that he's walking into. I'm very interested in this. And it seems like to me, guys, that I might be reading more pages of this manga moving forward, even once this second season ends, just because I'm curious about some certain things. So with that, guys, leave some comments in the comment section below. What did you all think of this video if you made it through it? Let's talk about some things in the comments below if you feel up to it. As always, no spoilers, just because I'm still blind to what's going on as far as the manga is concerned, and definitely because of the anime. So once I probably more than likely make the decision to actually get back to reading the manga, I'll be doing some updated videos on my thoughts on the the various chapters of the manga moving forward. But let me know your thoughts, but I will hopefully talk to you all next time with more Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba videos. Peace, guys.